Why do people persist in an unsatisfying relationship, unwilling either to work towards solutions or end it and move on? It's because they know changing will lead to the unknown, and most people believe that the unknown will be much more painful than what they're already experiencing. It's like the old proverbs say, better the devil you know than the devil you don't know. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. These core beliefs keep us from taking the actions that could change our lives. If we want to have an intimate relationship, then we have to overcome our fears of rejection and vulnerability. If we are planning to go into business, we must be willing to overcome our fear of losing security to make that happen. In fact, most of the things that are valuable in our lives require us to go against the basic conditioning of our nervous systems. We must manage our fears by overriding this preconditioned set of responses, and in many cases, we must transform that fear into power. Many times, the fear that we are allowing to control us never becomes reality anyway. It's possible for people to link pain, for example, to flying in an airplane, while there's no logical reason for phobia. They're responding to a painful experience in their past or even an imaged future. They may read in the papers about airplane accidents and now avoid getting on airplanes. They're allowing that fear to control them. We must make sure that we live our lives in the present and respond to things that are real, not to our fears of what once was or what might someday be. The key thing to remember is that we don't move away from real pain. We move away from what we believe will lead to pain. So let's make some changes right now. First, write down 4 actions that you need to take that you've been putting off. Maybe you need to lose some weight. Maybe you need to stop smoking. Maybe you need to communicate with someone you've had a falling out with, or reconnect with someone who is important to you. Second, under each of these actions, write down the answer to the following questions. Why haven't I taken action? In the past, what pain have I linked to taking this action? Answering these questions will help you understand that what has held you back is that you've associated greater pain to taking the action than to not taking it. Be honest with yourself. If you're thinking, I have no pain associated to it, think a little harder. Maybe the pain is simple. Maybe it's the pain of taking time out of your busy schedule. Third, write down all the pleasure you have had in the past by indulging in this negative pattern. For example, if you think you should lose some weight, why have you continued to eat whole pans of browns and bulk-sized bags of chips and to guzzle 12 packs of soda pop? You're avoiding the pain of depriving yourself. Yes, and at the same time, you're really doing this because it makes you feel good right now. It gives you pleasure, instant pleasure. No one wants to give up these feelings. In order to create a change that will last, we need to find a new way to get the same pleasure without any negative consequences. Identifying the pleasure you've been getting will help you know what your target is. Fourth, write down what it will cost you if you don't change now. What will happen if you don't stop eating so much sugar and fat? If you don't stop smoking? If you don't make that phone call that you know you need to make? If you don't start consistently working out each day? Be honest with yourself. What is going to cost you over the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years? What is going to cost you emotionally? What it is going to cost you in terms of your self-image? What will it cost you in your physical energy level? What will it cost you in your feelings of self-esteem? What will it cost you financially? And what will it cost you in your relationship with people you care about most? How does that make you feel? Don't just say, it will cost me some money, or I will be fat. That's not enough. You've got to remember that what drives us is our emotions. So get associated and use pain as your friend, one that can drive you to a new level of success. The final step is to write down all the pleasure you will receive by taking each of these actions right now. Make a huge list that will drive your emotions, that will really get you excited. I'll gain the feeling of really being in control of my life, of knowing that I'm in charge. I'll gain a new level of self-confidence. I'll gain physically vitality and health. I'll be able to strengthen all my relationships. I'll develop more willpower, which I could use in every other area of my life. My life will be better in all these ways. Now, over the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, by taking this action, I will live my dream. Envision all the positive impacts, both in the present and in the long term. I encourage you to take the time right now to complete this exercise and to take advantage of the great momentum you've been pulling off as you move through this book. Carpe diem. Seize the day. There's no time like the present. But if you can't wait another second before pressing on to the next chapter, then by all means do so. Just be sure to come back to this exercise later and demonstrate to yourself the control you have over the twin powers of pain and pleasure. This chapter has shown you again and again that what we link pain to and pleasure to shapes every aspect of our lives, and that we have the power to change these associations. Therefore, our action and our destinies. But in order to do this, we must understand